it's your own journey, and that is one thing I love about boxing, is that it's not a team sport. You can develop on your own. It's all about how much you want it and what you are willing to do. I just kept getting better. You've got to elevate yourself. You've got to put yourself around the best coaching, the best people. My name's KOFI. I'm a fighter from South London. Boxing, yeah, I was just drawn to it. And eventually I got down the boxing gym, and as soon as I got in there, it just fit for me perfect. Like when I was younger, I feel me projecting myself and me doing my thing, I was going down the wrong route. I was, leading people down the wrong path. I was leading myself down the wrong path, because I didn't have direction. But whereas with boxing, it's a family thing, it's a movement, it's a career for me. It's a career not in only fighting, but in coaching, in demonstrating, in being a positive role model, chasing my dream, showing my hard work, showing my heart, showing my skill set, my craft, just doing things the right way, man. I'd say I'm living my dream, boxing, because I was a fan of the sport and I was just drawn to it, and it's what I wanted to do. But it wouldn't have saved me, because eventually the penny would have dropped. I believe I'm not someone that, without boxing, there'd be nothing else. No, I would have just found a different path to go down and lead men and show my hard work and my creativity and show what I'm all about. I believe I would have eventually found that. I've been down that path and been there, but even with that being said, I was boxing whilst I was a kid and I was going through stuff. I was in and out of boxing. If I'm honest with you, I was in and out of boxing from 11 till like 20. And then really and truly from like 20, I was like, right, I need to pursue this properly. I need to knuckle down now. I was probably like the typical roadman type boxer. I was in the gym for 3 months, out for 6, in for 6, out for a couple, have a fight, win a fight and think I've won a world title, disappear off and balloon up in weight and then come back, wasn't being consistent with it. But you need that, it's all part of the journey to make you the person you are, to make you the person that's dedicated, to make you and I sat down to myself and thought, like, what am I doing with this? It's slipping away, like, I'm letting this slip. Like, furthermore, one of the main turning points was there was a time where I didn't have my freedom. And I remember reading the boxing news and seeing one of my close friends and someone that I used to train with, and he was doing it. He was getting out there and moving up the ranks, and I think he'd turned professional around that time. Actually, yeah, he'd turned professional. It was somebody else I knew I see going in the ABAs, and I thought, like, I need to step my game up now, man. I need to take this deadly serious, because time don't wait for no one. And if I don't, get my skates on, I'm going to allow my passion, my dream, I'm allowed this to pass by, and I'm only going to look back with regret. And I think in life you can't look back with regret of anything. That's why you got to jump in it and do it. And I'd say from about 19, 20, I've been fully locked in. And like even before, I was as locked in as I could be with the coaching around me and what I had on offer. Because that's another thing people don't really, they don't realise, they don't understand, and it's something that I preach to the fighters and the people coming up behind me. It's just, you can only go as far as the coaching you've got around you and the opportunity. But if you maximise that out, more opportunities will come. But if you don't, you'll be stuck there forever. And you have to take the onus is on you because it's your career. You got to be selfish. You got to take yourself around different coaches and take yourself around different people and educate yourself. I've educated myself with a lot of literature, books on the body, on different ways to train. I've always seeked out the best coaching. I got myself around a very knowledgeable S&C coach who now is a very close friend of mine, who's helped me out greatly. I've always seeked out the best coaching, put myself around the best coaches, the best clubs, the best trainers, so I can maximize what I've got. Because if you ain't got people behind you and no one ain't pushing you, no one ain't trying to look out for a knucklehead. But that's what I love about boxing, because a lot of people say, oh, well, you've only had 2 professional fights. You didn't win anything as an amateur, like national titles and yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, but I was on my own a lot of the time. I had to seek out and, I had to go and discover and learn and put myself around this and that and educate myself and, figuring it out and working it out and building. I say people judge me on where I started. Judge me on my ring craft now. Judge me on what I can do. Don't judge me on belts, because if your face ain't with certain people, or your face don't fit, or you haven't got these people helping you, or dads and uncles and this and that and all the rest of it, and you're in with this coach or you're boxing for that club who gets a lot of things their way, it's going to be very hard. I think I had my last amateur fight in 2016, and I didn't make my pro debut till 2018. And I'd already been in the pro gym for years and years, sparring pros and doing bits. If anything, I could have turned pro a lot sooner, but I had injuries and different things, injuries, and that kind of held me back. And then when I finally got my management, that year they were scared that, they had a funny schedule, so they put me in a slot at the back end of the year as well. I was ready to go at the start of 2018. I didn't make my debut to the end of 2018. So that was another period. But within that, I remember I went over to Thailand and I took some fights to stay active, I just had a couple of fights over there. I've always done that. Even as an amateur, I used to always fight unlicensed. Had a lot of unlicensed fights just to keep working on my craft. Even now, like I said, I had my pro debut 2018, and then I had 2019 I tore my hamstring. Then I came back 2020, started 2020. I had my second bout then, boxed quite well actually, I was quite happy with that. And then I thought I was going to get some momentum, and then COVID happened and all of that. So then I was at the game, and then obviously my managerial situation changed, my training situation changed. And then, so I was at the game for a few more years, but I was in the gym every single day. I was in the gym every day through COVID, had access to train. I just kept getting better. And then I just took an unlicensed fight in May or June, just have a little run out, just got the win there. And that's how I operate. A lot of people can't perceive or understand, when you're going for something, something on a much bigger scale. So yeah, man, my past life or the mistakes, I don't want to say past life because I was a youth, I was a younger. And when you're young, you make mistakes and you get bumps and bruises, and then you learn the right path, you learn the right way, So I don't even really, it's just like that was a phase I was going through as a youngster. It's only not cool when you're in your 20s and 30s and you're still doing them things. Like I look at people now, they're doing the mistakes, the things I was doing when I was a youth, and I'm like, bum. That just makes you a bum. That just makes you just immature. Anyone who has anything about them is going to wise up, pattern things differently, and just mature. Because reality of life is, we're not here forever. Reality of life is you've got the blessing of existence, maximize it. Maximize it. If you got a skill, if you got a craft, if you got a passion, do something with it. Elevate yourself, elevate the people around you. You know, do something your family be proud of. You know, there was a saying I was told as a younger, you know, no man is an island. No man is an island. So let's, I'm not here on my own. I'm in society. Do you get it? So socially, I wanna build. I wanna help the people around me. And I know the better people I got around me, the better set of people I got around me, the further it's gonna take us all. You're not gonna succeed on your own if you got an ill clique around you. If you got ill people around you who are excelling and achieving well, you're all gonna inspire each other. It's just momentum. One of the most motivating trainers that I've had, still a close friend of mine, he's called Archie Dublin. He once said to me, there's a reward for hard work. There's always a reward for your hard work. And at the times he said it to me, I was younger, and certain times I questioned it in terms of, I was thinking, I'm working so hard, like things, you know, are not falling into the place, you know, or into play the way I want them to. But no, he's correct. If you live your life, you know, fully locked in, if you fully lock in on something and you do dedicate, not partially dedicate, because this is another thing with the youth and people today and men today, things are phases, or things are a little fad, or, you know, little phase, I have a little bit of, everyone wants to do a little bit of boxing, or they want to call themselves a fighter, but you're willing to commit a decade or two. What are you really willing to sacrifice if that's what you're gonna do? And it ain't gotta be fighting, it ain't gotta be boxing. It could be to anything. If your goal, you know, if you really want to achieve it and you really want people to respect you for it, you're gonna have to bleed, literally. Like, you're gonna have to bleed for it. You're gonna have to sacrifice for it. You're gonna really go through some shit, you know. And if you do, you can do it with anything. Never give up. Never give up, because you'll see that in a season, 2 seasons time, people that seem really good will drop out. Or the guys that were sticking it on you last year, they'll take some time out and then they'll come back and they'll be fat, they'll be unfit, and you'll be like, I thought they were really good. Or, you know, there'll be people on the circuit that you box, they'll disappear. The top boys will disappear and they'll come back and they'll be no good, and you'll be like, how did that happen? What happened there? Do you know what I mean? But it's just, you don't stop. You don't stop, and keep building momentum, And that was a big thing. And at the time, that kind of, it didn't go over my head because it penetrated my mind. But at the same time, when things are not, in the first year or two, it's like, hey, you sure, mate? Because these people are still here. What are you talking about, bro? Like, but no. And I see it years later. People that used to bash me up in sparring, I have to hold back on. I had to end up holding, or people, you know, people that you were, not you looking up to, I didn't look up to no one, but people who were further down the line than you, they added me on social media. They're coming back, oh yeah, oh you're fighting soon. They're asking you this, oh bro, can you train me? I've had it all. Oh, can you coach? I ended up coaching people that they're paying me for privates, and I used to, you know, when I was like 15, 16, they were decent. I mean, I don't want to. They were decent. They were decent boxing. But that's the journey. You got to ride the storm. You got to grind it out, and you know, you got to bleed for what you want. You got to really dig your heels in the ground and say fuck that. Back in the days when I first started boxing, they used to do these things called gym shows. Now I think they like. Well, I know because I'm part of this club. They do like skills bouts at the start of shows. Like before the shows start, they do skills bouts. But back in the day, we used to do gym shows. So about 6, 7 clubs would all meet up on, say, a Sunday morning, and then you'd wear your vest, you know, your head guard, everything, and you'd get in. But there wouldn't be doctors there, and the refs were like one of the coaches. there wouldn't be no doctors, and you would just have a bout, but there's no winner, they give you a trophy. And then they must have stopped that. I don't know when, but I'd had quite a few gym shows. So they give me experience, but it's still, you know, you have an adrenaline rush. But I used to just think of like the roads. And I used to just think like, not even trying to make it out to be something, but I was fighting from the youngest age. Like, as a boy at school, do you know what I'm saying? So I was never scared of that. I think as I got more experience, it was just, I want to showcase what I've been working on. I just want to showcase what I've been working on. And I just want to show people where I'm at. I want to just show my repertoire. That's my only, obviously no one likes to lose bouts. As an amateur, sometimes you get robbed, sometimes this happens, sometimes you get clipped, you get caught with a shot. It is what it's boxing, isn't it? But like, the main thing for me was wanting to showcase. Once I got going, it was just anytime I box, I want to showcase where I'm at. I'm gonna be the best. You come to this amateur show, you come to this show, you see my bout, it's gonna be the best bout. You know, I'm gonna show my skills, show off, have fun, demonstrate what I work. Cause I work so hard in the gym, I train so hard in the gym. I always wanted to, and I really liked amateur because once I got going, I had momentum and I could showcase what I'm about, you know. And when I was going out and boxing, it's just a good experience, camaraderie, it's around good people, and that side of thing, you know. Before my body cannot function as an athlete, yeah, I want to have been the best I possibly could have been. I want to put together my full repertoire of skills. I want to have that fuck for people, for myself, for me, for my students, for my family, and to fulfill my journey, and to be the best I possibly can. And I'm still learning. You never stop learning. And yeah, man, it'll be hard. I think it'll be hard for me actually to stop. Like, some people say, what, are you motivated by money? Do you want belts? Do you want money? Yeah, I want a belt. I wouldn't mind a Southern area or English title. Again, because of my face not fitting or because of my age, I may not get shots at those things, or, you may see me, MMA, something like that, but it's just to showcase what I can do. Well, obviously, when you get older as an athlete, you're going to address injuries, and especially when you train like I do. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, and I've done that since I was 17. So you're going to pick up niggles, you're going to pick up knocks, especially in combat sports. In combat sports, it's wear and tear. It's very repetitive, the same old things every day, day in, day out. Hamstrings, running, calf, shoulders, Achilles, knee, like patella. These things are going to happen. And again, I had to educate myself and put myself around the best people. Got really good physio on tap, on board, helps me greatly. Obviously, I'm a qualified PT. I understand quite a bit about physiology. And my friend, who's one of the top strength coaches in the country, he's very on the ball with anything about the body. And I actually work with him as well, so he's opened my eyes, how to many things and stuff like that. So yeah, and he's helped me. He's put me through rehab and helped me overcome many injuries. So now as well, with the information he's given me, I kind of understand that for the body. It's like everything's just learning, progression. You have to structure your training around that, change parts of your training because of it. But when you move up the levels, and the better you are, the harder you train, the more knowledge you're going to have. Your training's going to have to be structured better. If your skills are up here, your understanding of training has to be up here. You can't be training, you can't have skills up here with trainers who are just fucking volunteers. And your knowledge as well yourself has to be, But again, if I had somebody, this is something that I wish when I was 19, 18, 17, I had people telling me that then and putting my training together. Not I had to go through it all and get the injuries and search for the coaches and make the mistakes and have time out. You know, do you know what I'm saying? But being through all of that and having all of that makes me a lot better, and bringing through the next generation behind me and my people, it equips me a lot better, you know what I mean? My advice is to maximize your potential. You got the blessing of life, the beauty of life and existence, man. Go for it. Just put yourself around the best people you can. And that's not just inside your sport. That's just, you know, in all aspects and areas of your life. So it's refreshing. You got people who can inspire you, people that can open the doors and give you opportunities and make you see things in a different way, you know. Because, you know, you don't want yes men. You don't want people that are just subscribing to whatever you're saying. You need people that can take you to the next level. You got to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself, you know. My name is Poisonkofi, and this is my story.